I'm gonna say less because I'm annoyed
Okay.
at a place. I'm at a place, Roderick, where the person. Yeah, I've been working on myself over the last
Mm-hmm.
30 years.
Okay.
That person 30 years ago, she trying to come back.
Come back. She's trying to pop
She's
out.
not nice. She's not nice,
Mm-hmm.
Cool it,
and
Karen.
she's not.
Mm-hmm.
I, I don't really even like her,
Right.
but she's effective. She the one
Right.
that like boldly went in and got $1 million from Bear Stearns, like
Right.
because she.
Right.
This current version of me that
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that energy. She's coming
Right.
back,
Uh-oh.
and yeah,
Now, is this a thing where you feel like if she comes back, it's hard to put it, like to mitigate it? Like you can't just put it
yeah,
back in the
yeah,
bottle.
nah.
Okay.
It,
Yeah.
it's
I can see
so
that.
so I'm it's like David Banner,
Yes.
it's, one of those Avengers where he couldn't turn back into himself to
Mm-hmm.
into what's the
Mm-hmm.
guy's name that plays him, couldn't turn
Um,
back into him,
yeah,
but
Lou
just
Ferrigno and Bruce
no, I'm
Banner.
talking about the current version with what's his name? We like him too
Oh,
because he's out there.
Mark
Mark
Ruffalo.
Ruffalo. Yes.
Okay, yes.
He could never turn back into that guy. He was just green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
I feel you on that. I feel you
Stepping
on that.
on people and stuff.
But
Yeah. I just
Karen it couldn't have been all bad,
no, no,
like
no. She was
had to be
successful.
right.
That Karen wrote like 30 books. She
See,
was on fire. She was
you might
stomping
need
through.
that. You might need
Yeah,
to
I
pull
know.
that
I
out on
know.
them.
I was like, I wake up. I was like, I don't really have the energy to me. No, but I was like, but it's coming back, and the care factor. And that's the difference, right?
Mm,
She didn't give a f what you thought, what you
right.
felt, think. Oh, none of it. None of it. It was just
Mm,
steamroll. I
mm-hmm.
care. This Karen cares. Deeply.
Yes, I feel you on
It's.
that.
Did you watch Vampire Diaries? Vampire
I did
Diaries.
not watch Vampire
Okay.
Diaries yet. It's
Okay.
on my
Well,
list.
yeah. All right. No, you ain't got to watch it. But it
Mhm.
was really good. The CW had
I
its
heard
moment,
it's
right?
great. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. But there was a point where the vampires would turn off their humanity and then
Mm-hmm.
go on a spree of like just eating whole towns.
Right.
It's
I feel you.
yeah, I'm like right
It's
there, right there.
testing the
Yeah, I'm just
times.
and it's starting with like I have no desire to turn back on television to watch any news, not even cable
Mm-hmm.
news, like nothing. Like I'm
Yep.
okay. I want to know what it feels like to be ignorant, and it is a little blissful. I must
Mm-hmm.
admit,
Mm-hmm.
ignorance could be blissful to
It
not know
is.
what's happening.
It's nice.
Okay,
Like
so
like you
today,
ever like you ever
go
think
ahead.
about how with social media, we always know when the exact second somebody died. Like
Yes,
I could go back to a time before that. I don't need that. I don't need to wake up at 2 in the morning and so has passed. And remember you in your childhood how much you needed da 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 da. And man, it's nice. It's nice sometimes to look up at a magazine cover or a newspaper and be like, oh, so and so passed. Oh, and it was a week ago or it was 2 weeks. Like it's
correct.
not fresh.
Right, right,
Everybody
right,
else kind of know, it's like, oh, okay, that's nice
right,
compared to this. So I feel you.
right.
Like
You
sometimes
know,
not knowing is better,
you you are saying something right because they still gonna be dead 3 weeks from
right?
now, a
Can't do
month
nothing
from now.
about it.
Nothing.
Yes,
Nothing we could do about Betty White. Y'all done killed
nothing.
her 100 times before she actually died. So we were
Right.
already mentally prepared for Betty White
Mm-hmm.
dying.
Mm-hmm. The
Okay.
shock now is, oh, it's real this time.
Right, exactly.
That's
So
the only
we
shock.
we can remove ourselves from the anxiety around somebody dying and not being dead and
Right.
now actually just waiting. Anyway, so today's going to be extremely messy.
Okay.
Not that we're not going to get into some news, but we're gonna talk some mess today, and I invite everyone to join us because I secretly Roderick is very messy,
Mm-hmm.
and so am I. So am
Mm-hmm.
I. That's the other thing. Ooh. Okay, but let's start
Yes.
with some political mess.
Okay.
Apparently it's official now. Robert F. Kennedy is going to be head of Health and Human Services.
Jesus, why? Tell me
Mm.
why.
Oh, worm brain himself, huh?
Oh, so I pulled an article because there are magazines that I still mess with.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a whole but let me see what the title is of this. RFK, Dead Bear, Brainworm, and Affairs: The Complete Guide to RFK's Scandals, RFK Jr. scandals. So, it starts with the subhead womanizer allegations while married, and then there's a laundry list of the thrice married Kennedy. And what sparked this is that Cheryl Hines, who was supposed to leave, Cheryl Hines from
Curb.
yeah, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Cheryl Hines, and a bunch of other stuff. She played a Who thing, I think, in Whoville at some point too. She looks like a Who. But she's married to him, and she was going to leave him because allegations came out that he was cheating on her too. But she was at Mar-a-Lago doing the YMCA shuffle with the rest of the knuckle dragging ass weirdos, and there she was, right by his side, because he's the Kennedy that is has made it. What is happening?
Ain't that how it be too? Because they be doing all that, like, I'm, through the press. Cheryl is really having second thoughts. Oh, Cheryl was on a beach in Italy. Right. She can't be bothered with this. She hasn't been seen on the campaign trail. And then the day after the inauguration, YMCA, like, girl, stop playing with me.
Oh, side note, Melania says she's going to be a part-time first lady. Because I guess you got to make room for Elon.
She was always a part-time first lady.
She says she's spending her time to take care of her son, who's a grown-ass 6'8" man in college.
Yeah.
As if she was ever taken. Anyway, I just
don't want to be bothered. She just literally just don't want to be bothered. She's like, I don't care.
Her contract is up.
Man. Right.
Right. She said this contract expired with the last. You know what?
She don't even go here. This ain't her country. I know she don't care. You know what I mean? That's like if I was the first man of like France. Like, it's bad for y'all, but I don't know y'all's constitution rules.
Right. She came in on an Einstein visa, so she didn't even have to. Did she have to pass the test? Right. I need to see her grade on the citizenship test. I need to see it. Anyway, so the first subhead is the sexual allegations. I'm not going to get into all of them. Then there was an assassination. He had an OG election denier. So he was an election denier before it was popular. Back in when Bush was elected, he was denying that Bush won. Like, so he's been doing some stuff, right? Okay. Then another subhead is a fixation with dead animals. So apparently, you know the story that he found he killed a bear and then drove the bear in the back of a truck to Central Park and then deposited the bear. Now, there's a story about the Central Park bear being found in the middle of Central Park because the bear didn't belong there, and it was out of the norm for a bear to be that kind of bear. So, and then he admitted that he was the one that put the bear there.
Okay.
Then there's the dead worm that he said died in his head. In his brain. He said this. These are all unsolicited, by the way. Nobody asked the man this. He just volunteering information. And then let's not even talk about the anti-vax stuff, which he said in an interview that he didn't say that. And then they brought up the clip, and he just sat there. And then he sexed with the reporter, Olivia Nuzzi.
Yeah, Olivia Nuzzi.
Yeah, and then he blamed the school shootings on antidepressants. So this is the guy that's going to be in charge of our health and human services.
Yep.
And, again, the vaccine conspiracies are vast. So this is the guy. There's a whole article we'll tweet out, the whole article entitled Dead Bear, Brainworm, and Affairs, the complete guide to RFK's scandal. So y'all can read for yourselves because I ain't spending any more time. It's already been way more minutes than I needed to. But I bring this up to say that his anti-vax group lost $3 million last year. The Children's Health Defense, that's the name of it, the anti-vax nonprofit, recorded more than a 30% drop in revenue because people are like, we getting rubella and the mumps and measles and polio again. And no, we're going to vaccinate our children.
It's a losing proposition because being anti-vax really does mess up your repeat clientele, you know? It's like if I have
right.
Like,
why
would you do that? Your number's gonna always be dwindling on that side. You need to get on the other side just for the money. Y'all always mad at Big Pharma, but at least Big Pharma on the side of keeping you alive.
even if it's for the damn side effects, they gonna keep your ass
they don't
alive.
care.
Yeah.
I ain't say they care about you,
Right.
but
right.
they not dumb enough to throw the money away to be like, oh, you know what,
Correct.
just let them die. Give them placebos. Nah,
Right.
they want you here.
Correct. Okay. So I said all of that to get us to Rudy Gobert. I brought all of this up to bring us to Rudy Gobert. And you know, I had I did a segment on him a few months ago where I was, you know, I read this piece, I think it was New York Times Magazine, about his mama and his upbringing and being racist in France. And I was pouring out so much sympathy for this man, his story. He's smart. You know, his mama and all of this, and how the grandmama didn't want him because he was the black child. And I poor Rudy Gobert. Well, he tweeted, you know, let's go RFK Jr. You know, he's all happy that RFK is going to be the head of health, which means adjacently that he also must be happy about Trump. So I am now firmly on the anti-Rudy Gobert. He can go kick rocks. Patient zero, ground zero of COVID. He's the one that spread COVID throughout the NBA and gave it to all of the reporters, coughing and touching the mics that first. Y'all, the videos are there. He's a problem with his 10-point per game average self. 10 points a game. He just got a new contract, a 3-year extension, $110 million for 10 points a game. I am completely in alignment with Shaquille O'Neal. Rudy Gobert is trash. And anybody who likes him, you're trash too. That's how I'm feeling. If I don't mess with him and you mess with him, I don't mess with you. That's where we going right now. This is how my allegiances are going to be real tight. That's old Karen, by the way. I don't mess with you.
I felt sympathetic for him years ago when the COVID stuff started, because the way he was blamed, like COVID was fitting to run through America. Correct. It didn't matter what. Rudy could have not even been in this country, and it was the way America does stuff. It was fitting to run through us. But maybe capitalism.
It wasn't going to run through the NBA. These supreme athletes who take care of their bodies and who are very careful about things. That motherfucker snotted and spit and sneezed and touched everything.
Possibly. But once again, even once we knew the protocols, it still ran through a lot of the NBA players too. You know, they was missing a lot. I mean, we got a whole new designation for injury now, called like health and something else. So like it was coming, right? So I mean this to be sympathetic to the dude, is to show you how sympathetic I was to the dude. I started off being like, guys, are we really blaming all the COVID on Rudy? Like, come on, it's one team, he's one guy. He thought he was being goofy. None of us truly understood at the moment how bad, blah blah blah. That was me caping. Then this man won 2 defensive player of the years, but every time they get to the damn playoffs, every team in the NBA goes ISO on his ass, and some guard just lights him up. They don't even be good guards. It be normal dudes where you just be like, Austin Rivers had 40 because he can't check nobody. Reggie Jackson lighting his ass up. And so
the baseball player.
See, not even the most NBA? Famous Reggie Jackson.
That Reggie Jackson.
As a basketball, this is such a quick aside, but as a basketball fan, my favorite thing about Reggie Jackson, he exists in a tier of player that I call not as bad as I think he is, not as good as he thinks he is. That's Reggie Jackson to a T. Why? It's like category. He think he hot, you know, and I'm out here like he's trash, but he's not trash. He's very good. Anyway, all that stuff to say, I was sympathetic to this man. I defended him getting 8 up in the playoffs. I said, guys, he's a center. He can still be the defensive player of the year, even if Luka is cooking his butt every time down the court. I made so many defenses, and now look at me, stupid. I aligned with a loser. Cat Williams was right. I had sympathy for this man, and he got me in a trick bag defending a damn vaccine denier. You praising the vaccine denier that's going to be over the health of this entire country that you are residing in and make your money through? They not like us indeed, my friend.
No, trash.
My days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you, Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you, right at you. You give me something to believe in, just what I needed. You're the closest.